all the different species that ever went to Earth to look at what they call themselves human. Every other species, of course, has a different word for them, but it always comes with a small caveat: dangerous. These bipeds are extremely dangerous, large for any type of species, not gigantic by any stretch, but much larger than anyone else. And yet, even though they have domain over their own planet, they can't seem to stop fighting. They're always hurting each other. They're always trying to hit each other with kinetic weapons, and if not, they will break it down to simply using a simple stick or their own hands. Many times they use a sharpened piece of metal or a sharpened stick or anything that can cause even more damage to another human, and that is something that is just not done with the other species. And we know because of this they are dangerous. They're dangerous because they don't even have a problem ending their own kind, treating each other with such disdain that it puts a black mark on their species of such disgust amongst everyone else. Yet, everyone finds them intriguing. Intriguing so much that even if they don't have anyone to fight, they cause themselves pain. They cause themselves pain by going and doing things that seemingly would hurt them, tearing their muscles constantly just to build them back stronger. This is something that doesn't really happen throughout all the rest of the species. What we have in strength is what we have in strength. It can't change. If we tear a tendon, if we destroy a muscle, yes, we can fix it, but it will never come back to what it was, no matter what we do. Yet humans are dangerous in a way that their bodies will regenerate enough that they can fix themselves enough that they are difficult to stop. This is due to the fact that they've been trying to kill themselves and each other for millennia now. We have watched many of their civilizations rise and fall, ripping themselves to pieces in the process, and yet only getting stronger. They have a phrase that we have been able to decipher: whatever does not kill them makes them stronger. And this is why many species who look down on the humans simply go and say, maybe we should hit them with an antimatter bomb from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Yet, we're all still intrigued. It is like watching one of our own grow up, but much slower, of course. We watch them as they tear apart through their own planet, through their own resources, not seeming to care, and yet as we look closer, there's much more nuance. The more we learn about them, the more interesting it is. But one of the most interesting things is the fact that there is a group of leaders, at least that's what we call them, a group that decides on what technology that the rest of the humans can handle. It's strange. We've looked through their history and seen that they could make extreme jumps in technology. Jumps so fast and so far now that it would cause extreme chaos around their entire planet. Entire communities, entire, what do they call those again? Countries would fall because they would not be able to maintain what they call a status quo. And this is what we've been waiting on. It's almost like waiting for a seismic event you know is going to happen, but you don't know exactly when. It's almost like watching what they call a soup opera. They watch this waiting for something to happen, sometimes watching for weeks and months, waiting for one event to happen. And we find ourselves treating them the same way as we look at themselves tearing themselves to pieces, hurting their own minds as they do something called studying. They try to push themselves beyond their limits, and it's just interesting to watch because no other species in the universe does this. We understand our place, where we are born, what our clan is, exactly what we are supposed to do with our lives and when. And of course, the fact that we do not age thanks to technology. Well, that makes us much calmer. But one thing we have feared amongst all else is when the technology is finally released to the humans, they will become something else. We worried that they would be able to start using their own technologies to change their biology. And yet, as we watch it finally happen, We are amazed. The humans are not destroying themselves. Some of these civilizations around their planet, these small groups, seem to be in a panic as they are not able to control others with something they call currency. They're not able to keep this order, this way of maintaining anything. It seems as though power is shifting from different sides all the time. This brings up different weapons and also will bring up different conflicts. Because of all this technology dump, a lot of the societies are simply ripping themselves to pieces as they don't know what to do with it. And the first thing some of these despots want to do is destroy each other. Some of them for reasons that we cannot understand, and yet they scream things right before they kill hundreds of thousands of their own, causing a retaliation of millions to come down on them and wipe them off the face of their glowing orb. It is insane. We watched as humans and humanity did not physically change on the outside, but changed mentally. The reason for this mental change is the fact that their technology allowed them to not just stop aging, but to bring themselves back to the peak of their physicality. Those that would tear their bodies apart would do it even more often, getting themselves ready so that when they went through their hibernation cycle, they simply regenerated extremely fast, would wake up and do it again to become stronger, faster, meaner, just better than they were before, and then do it again and again, seemingly never tiring of the routine, always seeming to take pride in the fact that they have damaged themselves and grown back even stronger. Others put themselves into their research, doing more and more, discovering this technology, analyzing it, adapting it to old technologies, and coming up with something new altogether. With this, it is amazing to see that with all the improvements, they've still not got past their base instincts to kill each other. And yet now we look down as they start to build ships that can reach well beyond their cradle world, well beyond their own satellite that they call a moon, as they get ready to colonize other planets, to actually reach out into the stars. We worry because they were dangerous before. Now they're truly terrifying. As we watch the ships leave their cradle world, we wonder if we should do anything. Should we intercept them? Should we destroy them on the way there? Make it seem like there was a malfunction? Maybe we should do something. Maybe we should stop them from spreading out. Maybe we should quarantine them. Maybe we should wipe them out. Maybe we should be friends. Maybe we should be allies with someone so dangerous on our side who could oppose us. And as I speak these words, I look on our massive scans and we can see that other groups are heading towards humanity as well. These are groups far too small to be an attack fleet, so we will have to move quickly, as they are going to want to become allies with humanity, just like us. I send this message now as I am en route to the humans. I have watched them for several of their decades transform themselves from what was considered dangerous and something fun to watch to something akin to what they call nightmare fuel that I hope will keep its violence to itself. This is the message sent from Grand Inquisitor Zhernak Vantsitsapa, on their way to the Soul Sector to introduce themselves to the humans. It is unknown yet whether talks have gone well or not. Due to this uncertainty, if word has not reached the Empress about what has happened between discussions between our species and the humans within 300 cycles, it should be assumed that discussions have not gone well and that the fleet should be readied for invasion.